Welcome to the Crypto Confident Podcast for grown women. Do you think cryptocurrency is just too complicated? We keep the tech speak to an absolute minimum. Our goal is to help women over 40 become crypto confident. Today's episode is brought to you by the Crypto Confidence Collection, tools to help you reach your crypto goals. Links to order on Amazon can be found at cryptovibes.com. Our very special guest today is Cathy J. Hood, President and CEO of Pristine Initiative. Welcome to the Crypto Confident Podcast, Cathy. So nice to have you here with us. How are you today?
Well, thank you so much for having me. I am good. I am blessed. I can't complain.
Awesome. That's great to hear because, who wants to hear anybody complain, right?
Not today.
Right now today. Exactly. So, you and I are recent connections on LinkedIn. So I would love for you to tell me and our listeners and viewers a little bit about yourself and what exactly is Pristine Initiative.
Yes, Ansela. Okay, that's a great question. So a little bit about myself. My name is Cathy J. Hood. I am the president and CEO of Pristine Initiative. I run and operate a PR communications agency in Hollywood. We're women, Black owned. Actually, we're one of two Black women owned agencies registered in Hollywood. That's a PR agency. So really proud of that. But mainly what we represent a diverse roster of incredible talent, brands, connect them with opportunities and position them as thought leaders. And so I don't know. I love the name Pristine because it's clean, it's concise, it's transparent, whereas initiative is something that's more of an action. And so everything that we do, whether it's creating a bio or creating messaging around a product or an artist or just creating the content, there has to be some kind of call to action attached to it. And so that's mainly our niche and what we do.
Okay, very interesting. Now, I looked through some of your LinkedIn posts. You have been recognized in a lot of places, and I've seen you speaking at different events and functions. So it's really interesting to see you in these moments as a Black woman, and like you said, only one of two of the PR firms in Hollywood that is a Black woman owned. So what has been your experience in that space? Has it been very difficult? Has it been very challenging? Just a little, I know it's a little bit off topic for what I normally talk about, but I'm just curious.
Of course. Oh my gosh, yes. It's very challenging, especially when you're building something from the ground up and you're competing with, magnitude agencies out there who has history and working in these different spaces. I think for me, what propelled me and what has motivated me to create my own pathway was I started similar to you. I started in corporate America. I chased that corporate ladder. I worked in different areas, and every area I worked in, I had some kind of tied to marketing or PR. But at the time, a lot of these big corporations didn't understand the value of marketing and public relations as part of their business strategies. And so I would be the person coming in innovative and, hey, maybe we should try this or look into this or, do this. And it was just way too innovative for their time. And so in corporate America, it's a box that usually people fit within and you're innovative within that box. But for me, I felt like I was an outlier outside of the box, be looking inside the box, trying to be creative. And so just didn't align with what I really wanted to do in life. And so I admit I worked a corporate job. I had got fired from this job. And I think at that point in my life, it wasn't about my work performance or anything that I was doing. It was just my motivation. I just wasn't motivated and interested in what I was doing at that time. And I wanted something else. And so what started off as me freelancing and just working and doing internships and seeking out mentors turned into a demand for, hey, maybe you need to create your own LLC and pursue that and do it the right way. And I did. And I just started working and I did the work, and the work to this day is speaking for itself. And so,
Fantastic. That's
yeah.
fantastic. So, for those of you who are watching or listening, and you know that I normally talk about cryptocurrency, you may be thinking, why is Ansela interviewing someone from a PR and marketing firm? Because you have a very interesting connection to the NFT metaverse Web3 space. So, could you tell us a little bit about that, Cathy?
Yes. So I admit I am a beginner in this space. I'm learning. I am not an expert. However, how I got into this space is very unique. I started working with Snoop Dogg's son, Cordell Broadus, on a slew of his projects. And a little, snippet about Cordell. Cordell is the brains behind his dad Snoop and what they're doing in the crypto NFT space. And so all the brand collaborations to, them being creative directors for some of these brands, to the launch of the creative drops, right, of them creating, stuff in different spaces. I was able to really help Cordell and position him as far as PR, getting him media opportunities, interviews, and just really making sure that his story was told, because he's his own brand outside of his father. And so it was my goal to ensure that his voice was told and what he's doing in that space is shared. And so that was my introduction into that space. And ever since then, doors have opened. And now I'm learning and I'm adapting, and I'm actually utilizing cryptocurrency as part of my own business strategies. And so and I'm like, oh my gosh. And one thing I do want to pinpoint is, as I'm working with different talent in this space, I'm connecting them with opportunities that they didn't have opportunities in. So whether they were a celebrity in music, or celebrity in sports, but their passion was into innovation or tech or finance, right? And you're putting them into that space where they're not known, for them to become a thought leader. That is a great feeling to really work in that area.
Okay. Yeah, what a great story. That is fascinating because we know Snoop Dogg right now is like the it man in the metaverse, right?
Oh my
Everyone
God.
is Snoop's here, Snoop's here, Snoop's here. So that's great. I'm so glad that we connected, and just so impressed with what you're doing. And but what you're doing is very important. So that said, Cathy, do you think, as you're learning and as you're getting a better understanding of this whole space, do you think it's important at all for women to be involved? And if so, why?
Yes, absolutely. The future of cryptocurrency has a lot to offer. There's, with the lack of women in this space, the industry wouldn't survive. It would struggle. The industry needs women because we have great communication skills, we have great community engagement skills, and a slew of other skills needed to really propel this industry to be what it should be. And so I think there's a misconception that women aren't risk takers and that women don't handle their money well. And I think that there's a chance to really change that misconception, especially in an industry that's so new and so fresh. And for everyone to have a piece of the pot is not just for one person. So I think from my own personal experiences, like I've been going out to different blockchain events, NFT events, and I do see a lot of diversity in some of these spaces where there's a lack of culture, a lack of women, a lack of just things that should bring people together, really, where everyone equally could have and generational wealth.
Yes. Okay. I agree 100%. And what I do, which you probably have seen by now on my LinkedIn page, is I definitely focus on women over 40 because I feel like there's such a lack of representation. Of course, I do see a lot of women when I'm in these spaces, both online and in person, but I don't see a lot of women over that age. A lot of women that I do talk to say, oh, I don't understand it. I don't get it. My nephew tried to explain it to me. It doesn't make sense. It's monopoly money. So I want to help them by making it simple and easy to understand and to help them see the practicality of it. It's not just all the tech. So I'm glad that you agree that there needs to be more women in this space because we like you said, everybody should have a piece of this because so much
Exactly.
opportunity, right?
There's so much opportunities to be creative, to like whether you could just take a picture to like, even from a PR standpoint, like, I mean, now, I mean, there's a need for, if you have a drop, how are you going to communicate it to the people? How do you get people to resonate with what you're releasing or what you're dropping or what you're creating, right? And is there a message attached to it? And so now that, yeah, okay, I'm not an expert in this space, but yes, I'm in this space connecting the dots because I really truly believe that everyone should know about cryptocurrency and NFT because it is here to stay.
Yes, absolutely. And a big part about the NFT space is just the ownership that it provides. For so many years, artists have been deprived of real ownership because the managers or agents or whatever you want to call them have always, I should say always, have often overtaken, right, their rights to their own works. And NFTs can eliminate that. And I hope that artists are realizing that and jumping in with both feet to have real ownership of their work.
And Ansela, like I'm working with a music artist right now, and I work with different labels on different music artists. So I've seen firsthand what it's like in a music artist stuck in a deal, right? Because they have to recoup all of those costs. And so imagine, this NFT cryptocurrency space where they're not attached to anything, where they're locked in. They can definitely create and monetize and generate revenue outside of their deals, right? And where they're not stuck in the space or in a situation where they can't get out of.
Right, exactly. And that is so key. And I really hope that people are paying attention to that and understand that as a possibility. So, Cathy, I want to thank you for being here with us today. Before we wrap up, is there anything else that you'd like to share with our audience?
I would just say, when it comes to cryptocurrency, and I look forward to seeing the growth in the various avenues that one can really do. But I just think that if you're dropping a product or to a messaging, there is synergy for public relations, and we're here for it. And so, I mean, I think that's pretty much all I would have to say.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for that. So, if you are an artist and you are looking to get yourself out there, or if you're working on an NFT project and you want to let the world know about it, Cathy is the person that you want to connect with. Okay. And that's pristineinitiative.com. Cathy, thank you so much for being here with us. We appreciate those gems that you dropped with us today. And we look forward to speaking to you again soon.
Thank you.
Remember to pick up your Crypto Confidence collection on Amazon. Direct links are available on cryptovibes.com. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Crypto Confident podcast for grown women with Ansela. New episodes are available the second and fourth Wednesdays of each month. We look forward to seeing you next time. Remember, cryptocurrency. Keep up or catch up.